Australian Government submission to the Fair Work Commission's annual wage review is now has been submitted, and I expect very shortly, if it's not up already, the Fair Work Commission will be publishing it to their website in the normal way. Effectively, this document is the next chapter in the Albanese Labor Government's determination to get wages moving in Australia. The submission carries the same values that we put forward in the submission last year, and there is one paragraph in the whole document that is bolded, and it's the one that people have been asking about over the last few days. So it's paragraph 2 of the introduction. It's a hard one to miss, but it says the following. The Australian Government recommends that the Fair Work Commission ensures the real wages of Australia's low-paid workers do not go backwards. They're the words that the previous government never would have put in the submission, because they basically ran an economic argument that was consistent with their determination that low wages be a deliberate design feature of their management of the economy. While no government ever wants, or certainly no Labor government ever wants anybody to go backwards, with the current circumstances there is a particular determination to look after what's happening to low-wage earners in Australia. And that's not only that, it's fairly obvious that the lower your wage, the more you're going to be pressured by inflation. But there's also a particular issue with the nature of where inflation is hitting hardest. And here I just want to, and this might not make great television, but I'm just going to read quickly from paragraphs 99 and 100 of the document, because what's happening for low-wage earners is actually disproportionate to what's happening in the rest of the economy. Low-paid workers have a higher average propensity to consume out of income than middle and high-income earners. This means cost of living pressures, particularly for essential goods and services, will affect low-paid workers more than middle and high-income earners. And it goes on. Large price increases have been particularly pronounced for non-discretionary goods and services, and then goes through the data there. Effectively, what's happening for low-paid workers is it's like when you're trying to chase a bus and the bus is going faster than you can run. And as bills are coming in, people's wages just aren't keeping pace, and we want to make sure that those low-paid workers are able to catch up, effectively get them back onto the bus. What this submission does is consistent with that one word that caused such horror from the previous government when the then Leader of the Opposition, now Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, said absolutely. For the lowest paid workers, we don't want to see them go backwards. As we've made clear in the expectations before this went out, we've made clear that the document doesn't contain a number, and there will be further inflation data that comes forward as the annual wage review process goes ahead. So in terms of what exactly not going backwards will mean by the time that they're bringing down their decision, there's not a number, because that data is still coming forward. We're encouraged by the fact that inflation is easing. It's still the case that the highest quarter we've received was under the previous government. But I just also want to give a reminder of who the lowest paid workers are. They're disproportionately women. They're disproportionately casuals. They're disproportionately people who lack bargaining power. And this submission is not the only thing we're doing to look after those workers. We also, if you have a look at the legislation Katie Gallagher put through the parliament that's just becoming law now, in what's gone through in the last week, what I put through was Secure Jobs Better Pay last year. We are making sure we have the full range of measures to get wages moving, to close the gender pay gap, to improve people's capacity for secure jobs. This submission, this commitment today, is the next chapter in that process.